This is SSPTV News, brought to you by Samsung Productions and the Hazleton Standard Speaker.
We'll show you one local school's plan to get back to class this fall. That story and more next. Hi there, and thanks for stopping by. I'm Ken Carr with your local information from SSPTV and the Hazleton Standard Speaker. Tonight we begin with a travel advisory. There is a construction detour in effect in McAndrew through Friday. State transportation officials announced that Route 309 between Grant and Tamaqua Streets in McAndrew is closed and traffic will be rerouted on detours. Truck traffic will be detoured around the borough via Interstate 81 at exit 138 to Route 424 at exit 141 to Route 309. Jackson Street at Route 309 is also closed through Friday. If you are traveling in that area, you can check the travel conditions at 511pa.com. Schools are finalizing plans for how to educate students during the pandemic. Our Janine Lasan has the latest on how the new school year will be handled at Marian Catholic High School in Tamaqua.
On one side, we want everyone to be safe, but at the same time, not only just for the sake of academics, but for the social emotional well-being. In one thing with talking with parents and just seeing the studies that are out there, the young people especially, and this is across all grade levels, we're all relational people, but the ability to be with your peers is so important. So we want to get them educated, but we also want those social emotional needs to be taken care of for our students. So we are planning, we submitted our plan over the weekend. We want to get back to school and be here 5 days a week. No augmentation to our schedule. Now, we are going to be augmenting what we do procedurally to make sure that students are getting temperature checked as soon as they come in the building, to make sure that all of our teachers have all the proper things that they need to make sure that there's 6 feet of social distancing. Everyone's going to be masked. In the event that we do need to have a quarantine or a shutdown or some type of cyber component, we are providing additional professional development for our teachers so that they have the needs. We use the Google Classroom platform here at Marian Catholic. So just looking at every facet, what are we going to do in the cafeteria? Again, keeping the students distanced, masks only come off when they're eating. So following the governor's guidelines, the CDC's guidelines, the Pennsylvania Department of Health, the Pennsylvania Department of Education, and the Diocese of Allentown's Office of Education, I think we have all of our bases covered, and it's an organic process as well.
Okay, so a couple things that we're going to do. The children, the students will be wearing specific masks that will be provided to them from Marian. Correct, yes. We're going to be issuing school-issued masks, and then we are also going to give families the opportunity to purchase additional masks. Our young people, they're great, but sometimes, the dog eats it, just like the homework. The dog eats it, it gets lost, whatever the case may be. So it'll be emblemed with the Marian logo, and we'll be making sure that they have those masks to stay safe. And this is basically so that we know that each child is wearing a mask that is following the guidelines. Exactly. We've, all schools and institutions are being bombarded with different vendor email lists and stuff like that at this point. But again, you want to make sure the 3-ply that comes with the CDC recommendations, along with, not using disposable ones, because we don't want it to become a cost issue with families. We want the students to stay safe. And at the same time, if we have someone who's constantly trying to reuse a disposable one, we're breaking down safety protocols and procedures at that point. So we thought it best to jump ahead of it, issue school-issued masks to be able to best service our students and our faculty. Kids will now be everyone will be into one entry at the back of the school, and that I found interesting because there you will have new equipment that will take their temperature. An alarm will go off if they are at a temperature at 100.3, but then they also walk over a disinfectant mat. Correct. Yep. So one of the things that they've been talking about is schools are getting allocations of safety grants to be able to use that money towards ramping up the amount of safety protocols because of COVID. And so this new technology that we have is a screen that's going to be mounted on the wall. It has the built-in infrared temperature scanner that everybody's getting scanned as they come in. We're going to have a faculty member who's going to be there moderating this process as it goes, contingency plans if something breaks down. But it does register and sends a picture of the student to myself and also to our Dean of Students if someone should register the elevated temperature that is above the fever level.
and then we will address that with, quarantining that student in the school until to a remote location till the parents can come and get them to the doctor. We're putting a 72-hour out of school time span on it before they can come back with the doctor's note saying that they're clear to go. So again, we just want to keep everybody safe. Some of this stuff, as everybody's been experiencing, could be an inconvenience, but at the same time, it's better to be cautious in these situations, because I don't want for our families, for our students, for our faculty and staff to have to go into another shutdown the distance that we had in the spring. It's not good for us. It's not good for anybody. We will if we have to, but we don't want to.
Thank you, Janine. Father Hoffa also addresses the use of disinfectants and how students can utilize Google Classroom. Those topics and more will be addressed tomorrow in part 2 of Janine's interview.
Time now for weather on SSPTV News.
A snowball in summer. Kind of. Here's Comet Neowise. You'll have a chance to see it again Tuesday night. Look to the northwest around 9:30 p.m. I would suggest using binoculars or a telescope to scan the sky, or if you have a camera, take a long exposure shot. Also, I fell in a ditch just before taking this picture, so I hope you like it. Here's our forecast from the National Weather Service. Tonight, mostly clear with a low of 58 degrees. Wednesday, sunny with a high of 81. Wednesday night, partly cloudy with a low of 62 degrees. Thursday, a 20% chance of showers after 2 p.m., partly sunny with a high of 79. 50% chance of showers and thunderstorms Thursday night, mostly cloudy with a low of 65. Friday, 60% chance of showers and thunderstorms, mostly cloudy with a high of 80 degrees. Friday night, 60% chance of showers and a possible thunderstorm, partly cloudy with a low of 63. Then on Saturday, a 30% chance of showers after 2 p.m., mostly sunny, highs in the mid-80s. Saturday night, 30% chance of showers before 8 p.m., mostly clear with a low of 65 degrees. Former Hazleton Area High School boys basketball coach Mike Joseph looks back on his long career in basketball in the area during sports. And next, a preview of this year's Intertribal Native American Powwow in Drum scheduled for this weekend. The Greater Hazleton Chamber of Commerce is hosting a virtual red carpet breakfast on Thursday via Zoom from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. The guest speaker is John Fletcher, CEO of Lehigh Valley Hospital Hazleton. The event is free for chamber members. To register, go to hazletonchamber.org. And that's tonight's Talk of the Town. SSPTV News would like to send sincere condolences to the family and friends of the following: Renita A. Pacelli-Hudock, 52 of West Hazleton. Massive Christian burial is Thursday at 9:30 a.m. at MPB Church in Hazleton. Attendance is limited. Friends and family may call Wednesday from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. at the Hillary G. Bonham Funeral Home in West Hazleton. Masks and social distancing are required. There will be no public seating. Margaret Mary McAndrew, services are out of town. The Joseph B. Conahan Funeral Home in Hazleton is handling local arrangements. Condolences can be made at ConahanFuneralHome.com. Anna C. Witner, 81 of Weatherly. The funeral is Friday at 11 a.m. at the Philip J. Jeffries Funeral Home in Weatherly. Friends and family may call Friday from 9:30 a.m. to 11 a.m. at the funeral home. You can send condolences at GriffithsFuneralHomes.com. Maria Dilia Guerrero, 89 of Hazleton. The funeral is Thursday at 7 p.m. at the Harmon Funeral Home in Drums. Friends and family may call Thursday from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. at the funeral home. Condolences can be made at HarmonFuneral.com. The social news is brought to you by Harmon Funeral Homes and Crematory. For information, call 570-788-0977 or go to HarmonFuneral.com.